Hey guys, it's Tahira, and today I'm doing a little bit of a book haul. Just a little summer book haul, even though most of these books I did not get in the summertime, but since I'm posting it in the summer, I'm gonna call it a summer book haul. But these are the books that I've, I guess, accumulated over the past like 6-ish months, I think. I have about 12 books, so not too many, so it's a little bit of a book haul, not too big, but I'm just gonna go ahead and start talking about the books I've gotten in the past few months. Also, now that I'm looking at the stack, I've read quite a few of these books already, just because I bought some of them like 6 months ago. But anyway, the first book is a book that I've already read and I really loved it, and that is Ace of Spades by Farida Abika Iyamide. So this follows two black students at a private school that is, I think, all majority white. I think they're the only black students, and they're chosen as the two head prefects of their class. And then an anonymous person who goes by the name Aces starts sending these text messages to everyone in the school that kind of exposes these two black students and kind of leaks their secrets and all their everything that they're hiding. So then the two students have to team up together to figure out what is going on and who's behind these text messages. This one I really enjoyed. I think I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5. So yeah, I really loved it, and just the way things came together and the way that the story like went and what happened and like what was happening to these students was just kind of crazy, and I wasn't expecting it to go there, but it really did. And when it did, it brought a lot of social commentary about racism and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed it, and it was quite a surprising read because honestly I didn't know if I was gonna really love it as much, especially starting it. I thought it was just okay, but then just the way everything came together, it was just really fantastic. I feel like I forgot how to make videos because it's just been a while, you know? Anyway, the next book that I'm going to be talking about is a book that I've also already read, and this is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I think this book is Casey McQuiston's second novel, and it is after Red, White, and Royal Blue, which became insanely popular a couple years ago now. I have no idea honestly when it was published, but yeah, this is like, well, it's not connected, but this is like the next book that Casey McQuiston published, and it follows this girl named August who moves to New York City, and she kind of is trying to figure out what she wants to do in life and everything, and she starts living with these random people in this random apartment that she finds, and then she starts taking the train, and on this train she meets a girl named Jane, and they kind of like strike this relationship on this train, this friendship. And then August realizes that Jane is actually displaced from the past, and she's stuck on this train and has been stuck for the past, I don't know, like 60-70 years. And then the story follows them and their relationship, as well as August trying to figure out how to get Jane back to her time. This one I also really enjoyed. I forgot what rating I gave it, but Casey McQuiston always writes the cutest romances and always writes the best friendship groups as well. I just really loved the dynamic of the friendship group in here, and just their banter and how they interacted and their dynamic. It was just really wholesome. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. There was some parts with the magic system and the pacing, it just felt like it was kind of dragging in the middle at times, but overall it was a cute and wholesome story. I'm not trying to make these too much of a review because this is a book haul and not a wrap up, but I'm pretty sure I talked about that in some books I've read recently video, probably the last one. So if you want to check out more of my thoughts on some of these books that I read, then you should definitely check out that video. The next book I got was from the Tattered Cover bookstore in Denver. I go to college in Colorado, so I'm pretty close to Denver. But the book I got there was 10 Things I Hate About Pinky by Sandhya Menon. I've been reading the Dimple Met Rishi, I guess, series. It's not true, it's like companion novels, and I've been reading them ever since they've been published. I've read all of them. They're super cute. This one I gave 3 stars. Overall it was okay. It was a light fluffy read that you would be perfect to read during the summer as well, but in Sandhya Menon fashion, it was just cute and adorable and lighthearted, and I think now, like, I think I want books of more substance than just this one. This one follows a girl named Pinky, and she's kind of this rebellious girl and very spontaneous, and her parents don't really love that about her. They want her to be a little bit more tame. So then Pinky goes on this lake house, like, summer trip with her family, and she's kind of fed up with all this negative talk about her lifestyle and everything. So she tells them that she's dating this guy named Samir, even though she's not, and she wants to do that because he's like kind of the perfect guy in their parents' eyes. He's organized, he's educated, and he's like driven and everything. So he's kind of like the perfect boy for, according to Pinky's parents. So then Samir's internship falls through for the summer, so they kind of like strike this deal that they're gonna fake date and pretend that this relationship is real in front of Pinky's parents. Anyway, it was a cute read. I'm not gonna give too many thoughts because this is not a wrap-up, but yes, this is definitely a book that I have obtained in the past 6 months. Then I got some books from Half Price Books, just a couple of them. The first one is a book that I actually wasn't planning on picking up, but then I saw it and it looked interesting and I heard a few things about it, so I guess I just picked it up. But that is How to Make Friends with the Dark by Kathleen Glasgow. I actually don't know what this book is about, but like the synopsis doesn't give us too much either, but it looks like it's about this girl named Tiger and her mother dies, and I think the overall theme is dealing with grief, and it just looks like and feels like it's gonna be a really emotional read, and I'm really excited to read it. Honestly, I had no plans of picking this up. I just went into the store, and I usually have a few books in the back of my mind that I'm looking for, and those books are usually like new releases that just came out. But this one, I saw it, and of course everything at Half Price Books is like really great prices, and I saw it. It has a pretty cover, and I heard a few good things about it from a few years ago, so I decided to get it. But yeah, the cover is also really pretty, so it's a win-win situation. Then I got a book that I had been wanting for a really long time, but I just never got around to getting it, and then I finally got it at this Half Price Books. But that is the Shadowhunters Codex by Cassandra Clare and Joshua Lewis. This isn't an actual like novel or book set, like it's not a full story. It's just like a little I guess handbook of like how to be a shadow hunter and just little things about the world. The Shadowhunter world, and it's also annotated, I think, by a lot of the characters, so I think that'd be really fun to read. Just like little notes and comments about what is written and just annotations and stuff like that, so I think that's a really cute idea, and I'm really excited to read it, especially because I just love all the characters and everything, and I'm so invested in the world that I feel like I would be interested in reading just a little handbook about Shadowhunters. But yeah, it's been a long while coming, but I have finally added this to my Shadowhunters collection. Then the next book I actually got while I was in Paris, because while I was there I went to the Shakespeare and Company bookstore, and I feel like at every international bookstore, for some reason I'm like, I have to get at least one book. So at this bookstore, I decided to get I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. This one is about fandom culture, and it follows this girl named Angel, and she's part of the fandom for this band called The Ark, which is really popular around the world, and she's like going to their concert, she's gonna meet them and everything, and then some unexpected things happen, and they're like put together in some situation, and they find out about just different things, realizations about their life, as a contemporary novel usually goes. I really love Alice Oseman's writing. I just really love her stories and how she writes. This is not a review, but this was a good book, and I got it from Paris, so that's cool. The next book is Sarah J. Maas's new book that released this year, and that is House of Sky and Breath, which is the second book in the Crescent City series. This one is really, really big. I haven't gotten a chance to read it yet, but I'm really hoping to probably sometime this summer. But yeah, I love Sarah J. Maas. She's my favorite author. She's been one of my favorite authors for a really long time, and so of course I had to get this book. Even out of all her series, I think I really, really love Crescent City. Like, I really enjoyed my time reading it, and I'm really excited to see where this one goes. I have seen some mixed things. For the most part, they're pretty good reviews, but I've seen a couple ones where people say it's not the sequel they were hoping for, so I'm interested to see what I think of like the plot and the characters. But honestly, I usually tend to like everything Sarah J. Maas writes, except for A Court of Frost and Starlight. I don't consider that a book. And I know she's problematic, but like, she's my favorite. So I just love her books. The next book I actually got from a little used bookstore in the city where my college is, which is Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This one is the third book in the Nevermore series, and I don't really know what this follows, but I'm sure it's gonna be really great. Nevermore is about this girl named Morgan Crow, and she is kind of, so this world has like ages where each age is like 10 or 11 years, and that's kind of like eras for the world, I guess. But anyways, Morgan Crow is born and she's cursed to die on the last day of the age. But then the last day comes and she doesn't die, and instead she's taken off to this like other world called Nevermore. And it's just like her adventures and like her story and everything in that world, and I just really love it. This one is middle grade, which I don't usually read, but I have fallen in love with these books and the characters, and it's just really cute and wholesome, and I'm really excited to read the third book in this series. Now moving into the more recent books that I got. The first one is a book that is one of my highly anticipated reads of this year, and that is All My Rage by Saba Tahir. This is Saba Tahir's first contemporary novel, which I'm really excited about. Everyone knows that she wrote Ember in the Ashes, which is a 4-book fantasy series, which is massively popular and really great. But this is her first time writing a contemporary novel, and I've heard really great things about it, so I'm excited to jump into it. I've heard that it's also really emotional and just high emotions, so I'm not surprised. Like, Saba Tahir is known for writing books like that, but I'm like interested to see what her like fiction or like contemporary fiction writing is like, because I read fantasy, but obviously the writing is different if you're writing something in a fantasy world versus like our world. This one follows, I think, 2 time periods where you have Misbah, who is a dreamer and a storyteller in Lahore, Pakistan, and she's recently married to this guy in an arranged marriage, and then they move to the United States after something happens in their homeland, and they start this inn. And then we follow 2 characters, Sal and Noor, who are in present day in Juniper, California. And I think they're just dealing with their family and stuff in this inn, and probably history, and just, I'm really excited to read it, especially because it has characters that are set in Pakistan. It seems like the characters are Pakistani, which is really cool because I'm also Pakistani. The next book is a book that I've also already read. That's actually the most recent book that I finished, and that is Heartstopper Volume 4 by Alice Oseman. This one is a continuation of the Heartstopper like comics graphic novel that Alice Oseman has been writing, and it follows these 2 boys, Nick and Charlie, and they basically like start with this friendship, and then they start liking each other, and then it goes into their relationship and everything. And it's just overall a really cute graphic novel. I recently reread the whole thing and read this one, and now I'm actually watching the show. I just started it today, and just the whole story, I just love them so much. It's just adorable. This one though, the other ones tend to be a little lighter. This one actually did deal with some heavy stuff like eating disorders. So that is a little bit different, and it was refreshing to see that, because a lot of the other books were very light and fluffy, and this one did deal with a little bit of dark stuff. But overall, I still really enjoyed it. They were still adorable, and I'm always rooting for their relationship. Then I went to my library's book sale where they had every book for $1. I only ended up getting 2 books because I didn't really find anything else that was interesting to me, but the 2 books that I found that I only got for $1 is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I've read her other book, which is Everything I Never Told You. I actually read that one for school in junior year of high school. I really enjoyed it, and I've heard a lot of things about this, and I know there's also a TV show, so I'll definitely want to check that out as soon as I finish this book, but I've heard good things, and it was cheap, so I decided to pick it up. And the last book on this haul is Beach Read by Emily Henry. This one I picked up because I had just finished, or was reading, I don't remember, People We Meet on Vacation, which I'll talk about soon in a books I've read recently video, but that book is a romance. I think it's new adult, but a new adult romance, and I thought it was really, really cute. And again, this was cheap, and I've heard really good things about Emily Henry's like new adult novels in general, so I decided to pick it up, and I'm really excited to jump into it. From what I read of People We Meet on Vacation, I think this will be cute and just have a cute and fluffy romance. This one actually follows two writers. One is Augustus Everett, who is known to write literary fiction, and then there's January Andrews, who writes romances. And then they come together for the summer and they challenge each other to write a novel in each other's genre. So they swap genres for the summer, which I think is a really cute idea. So yeah, it's about their summer together as they try to write these novels, and I think it'll be really cute. Especially, I've never actually read books that are surrounding authors or writers or anything like that, so I think that'd be cute as well. But yeah, I mainly picked it up because I read People We Meet on Vacation and I thought it was cute, and it's the summer, so like why would I not want to read a rom-com? Yeah, that is it for all the books that I've gotten in the past 6 months. I know it's not that many. My book buying has slowed down a ton in the past, I would say, couple years. My shelves are full, but that's mainly because of like 14-year-old me who would watch booktube and then literally try to get every single book that she saw. And now that I'm running out of space, I've been trying to like slow down my book buying to only books that I really, really want. Anyways, that is not the topic of today's video, but I'll try to be more consistent in the summer as I am home. So hopefully that actually happens. But that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.